the nearly 100-year-old building and creaked with every hard wind gust the tides threw around. And when it was slow, Hannah could pick up the faint smell of saltwater taffy being made just 1 block down. Great thing about being located on Main Street in Yachats, it smelled like the ocean and candy 24/7. She wiped down the counter, and when she saw Phil, the geriatric crabber, taking an extra long look at her chest, Hannah made another mental note to remember not to bend over as much while wearing that tank top. But if she wanted this place, she'd take it, and all the customers that came with it. Her boss, the owner, was looking to sell, and Hannah was ready to buy. The place made good money, and she could finally have something for herself, outright and owned. She just had to get Mr. Bangs on board. He'd said he'd give her first opportunity to buy the place, and with her entire life savings, she thought she could convince the bank that she was worth a small business loan for the rest. She just needed details from Mr. Bangs. Problem was, he never bothered to show up, really, or do much of anything when it came to the bar, which was why Hannah pretty much ran the place already. "You ever wear lipstick?" Phil said between the 8 teeth he had left in his mouth. "Excuse me?" Hannah said. "Just asking if you wear lipstick. Would make you look real pretty." She rolled her eyes. If Phil wasn't as old as the damn ocean, she'd smack him. Instead, she smiled her lipstick-free smile and said, "Nope." The word pretty hung in the air, though. Very rarely had she ever felt pretty, much less looked it. She was always working and always in some kind of ripped denim and tank top. Her hair was black and her eyes were blue, 2 qualities she'd inherited from her father, and she chose not to draw attention to either with makeup or products. She didn't need a reminder of whom she came from. She tried to outrun that fact every day, and to do so she looked in the mirror as little as possible. "One of them tough girls. What do they call those?" Phil mumbled to himself. But Larry chimed in from 2 seats away. "Tomboy. She's a tomboy." "Well, glad one of us in this joint is some kind of boy, because between the 2 of you, you're pushing 300 years old." Larry just shook his head, and Phil laughed. Hannah smiled and lined up the liquor bottles along the mirrored wall behind the bar. She might have tough skin, and people in town might think her rough around the edges, but there was a lot more to her. She'd risen above enough to get respect from the majority of the townspeople, if not a little fear, which was something she could deal with. The bar phone rang. "Goonies Bar." Hannah waited, and the voice was instantly recognizable. "Hey, Hannah, it's Gabe." Hannah took a long breath. Gabe Cleary, a.k.a. Deputy Gabe Cleary, a.k.a. the same Gabe Cleary she'd gone to grade school with, who now was the law of the town. She instantly knew what the call was about before he said the words she'd heard 100 times over the past several years. "I've got your father here," he said. "What is it this time?" Hannah asked, hoping it was just a drunk and disorderly and not something more serious like a DUI or an assault. "Intoxicated in public." Thank God. "He's sleeping it off in the drunk tank. You can come get him if you want, but he's welcome to stay until morning." Stay in the cell? Wouldn't be the first time. Yet Hannah always went running to clean up her dad's messes. But she couldn't leave the bar, and she had no desire to go get him when he was passed out wasted. He was safe in the cell for now. "I'll swing by after I close up the bar tonight," she said. The mental list of hers was getting longer, and the pain in her neck throbbed harder. "No problem. He's the only one here, so he has the cell bed to himself." "Ooh, local jail cell is going to get a 5-star rating this week." Gabe laughed. "We serve, protect, and accommodate when we can." Hannah smiled, but her chest